So in my first tips and tricks video, I showed you the most annoying thing you can do with this item, but it's not all you can do. It can be the decider of you winning or losing PvP encounters. In Minecraft PvP, using projectiles to start combos is very effective. That is because when you use a projectile such as a fishing rod or a snowball, you can guarantee that you'll get the first hit by pushing your enemy out of range of hitting you. Now, even though you don't have a rod in bridges, you have a bow, which is just as effective. It just has different timing. So typically before entering a PvP encounter in Bridge, you want to shoot your opponent, then follow by attacking them. You have to mix it up in higher level fights because your opponent will be expecting you to do this, but that is something you have to learn with time. Apples or golden apples are essential to PvP. However, newer players tend not to use them as much as they should because golden apples normally give you regen, which takes a bit to heal you, and would be an insane time loss in a game mode where time is of the essence. However, Gapples in bridges work differently. Instead of giving you regen, Gapples in the bridge instantly restores all of your health and give you absorption hearts sometimes. Because of this, golden apples are no longer a huge time loss and are extremely useful. Good bridge players will eat a gap any chance they get. Even during PvP encounters, if them and their opponents send each other out of range for a few seconds, and you should do the same since you'll be back to full health and your opponents will still be damaged from the encounter. In PvP, in the bridge, you want to always try to have the high ground. Not saying it's impossible to win PvP encounters without it, but you have way more control over the fight. With the high ground, you can bully your opponents and stay out of their range very easily. Even create openings to quickly heal. Just make sure to keep track of your surroundings because if you guys are close to your goal, your opponents will most likely just go for your goal instead of fighting you. So, sprint resetting is a very useful skill to learn in Minecraft PvP. By sprint resetting, you are hitting your opponents and pushing them out of your range so they can't hit you. There are many ways to do this in Minecraft, such as W tapping, S tapping, block hitting, and shift tapping if you have a mental disability. There's probably more, but those are the most popular. Now, as far as which method you should use, it's up to you. There's numerous videos out there teaching you how to do these. I personally use W tapping and block hitting, so that's why I'll be trying my best to explain to you. I would imagine the other methods are similar. Typically when W tapping, you want to do this on flat surfaces after you hit your opponent. Let go of the W for a split second and then hold on to it again. In bridges, you only want to do this when you're on a platform. Most cases you don't have to because you're usually not on a platform in most matches. Block hitting is a bit different. To perform block hitting, you click both the left click and the right click at the same time. It's best to tap your right click immediately and let go of it because spamming block hitting is useless. It will more negatively affect you than help because you move slower when block hitting. You can use block hitting a bit more than W tapping. You can also combine them. This is something you would have to learn with experience to find out your personal style. No one fights exactly the same, but usually follow the same building block. Strafing isn't something you use often in Bridge specifically, but it's still something I think you should know. Plus, I take advantage of it a ton when I get the chance, so it would be a disservice to you to not teach you about it. Now, when it comes to strafing in Minecraft, you want to move side to side to stay out of your opponent's hitting range. However, you have to keep your crosshair on your opponent at all times. This way you can hit your opponent, but they can't hit you. In Bridge though, you won't need to do this in most matches since the bridge is one block wide. But you can do little mini strafes sometimes. And in sweatier matches, platforms end up getting built either intentionally or unintentionally. This is where you would utilize strafing the most. I know these techniques may seem overwhelming, but it just takes practice and you'll get used to them and find out how you want to utilize them. I would suggest playing UAT duels or boxing on Mind Club to improve at sprint resetting and learn how to keep people in combos.